hey, man, we're going to London. And this guy made his debut in the Apex, and he blew the walls off of the Apex.
Yeah.
People fell in love with Paddy Pimblett. The only way that it would have been better is if he debuted in London. If he debuted in England, well, he gets to do that this weekend as he makes his return to the octagon. How excited are you as a fan to see Paddy Pimblett again? Paddy the Baddie. What a simple nickname. I mean, Paddy the Baddie, Pimblett. A simple nickname, but it works. How excited are you to see Paddy Pimblett for the second time in the UFC octagon?
Listen, I'm very excited. Like, listen, this dude was a bolt of lightning when he made his UFC debut. It was the charisma, it was the personality, and then also the power and the skill to match once we got him in the octagon. And honestly, man, like, I'm tired of seeing chubby Paddy, the guy that's chubby, that's at every event in a sweatsuit. I'm ready to see my dog be ripped up again. You know, he was almost like Ricky Hatton before he slimmed down to fight Floyd Mayweather. And so Paddy Pimblett getting an opportunity to get back in the octagon, to show us what he's about, to now add another win under his belt in the UFC is huge for him. And I also think it's huge for the sport because he has the personality to be the next huge star, and he gets an opportunity to prove that in London.
You think these guys kind of have a bit of a head start, right? The accent. People are drawn to him because of the accent and the way that they act. They've got a bit of a head start that they're from overseas, and people are drawn to him because guess what? When Pimblett hits the curtain on Saturday in London, he will be greeted with a reception like megastars. He will be greeted with a reception like most guys get when they become champions and they hit the curtain. But this young man is a tremendous talent. And the beauty in his debut, I called it, was that early in the fight, it seemed like he was having little difficulties getting to his spots. It seemed like Paddy was going to need to get a takedown in order to implement his grappling because that's where he makes his money. He's really good on the ground. He's a slick jiu-jitsu guy, good takedowns, and he does a great job of getting people out of there in that way. But then he knocks the guy out, even though he had taken the shot early in the fight. So it showed the evolution of Paddy Pimblett. Because taking the guy down and submitting him, while exciting, nothing matches you putting somebody to sleep with your hands. So it all worked perfect with Pimblett the first time outside of being in London. But this weekend he gets that opportunity against Kazula Vargas, a very tough guy, but a matchup in which he should feel very confident going into because he's got megastar written all over him, RC. Now it's time for him to go cash those chips. But how much weight, I mean, honestly, how much weight does this kid gain in between fights?
I don't know, bro.
It's unbelievable how big he looks in pictures.
Man, he looks like skinny DC, you know, when we see him in pictures. But what would a win for Paddy Pimblett in front of his hometown crowd do for him as it pertains to where his stature is in the UFC?
You know what I think back to? I think back to Conor McGregor fighting Marcus Brimage in Ireland. And he was young in his career. He had barely started. And he got to fight at home in front of those people. And it just elevated him. I mean, right away, Conor McGregor was on his way. You strapped the rocket ship to his back, and he was to the moon. Because next thing you know, they stuck him in Boston, where outside of being in Ireland, going to Boston is as close to Ireland as you can get. And it was like at every turn, he took the right step. Pimblett goes and does something special on Saturday. It'll be the same type of situation because everything plays a part, Ryan. Everything plays a part. Like I said, the only thing missing from his debut was that massive explosion from the fans after he did what he did. If he can do that this weekend, he will get that. And then that highlight will play over and over again. You'll see the people throwing their beers. The crowd will be going insane. They will be singing his walkout song. Dude, this is a recipe for him and Tom Aspinall, who joins us later, to truly propel themselves to the next level of stardom inside the UFC. It's crazy. It's massive. And I'm certain that these young athletes are starting to feel that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.